sexual discipline separate boys from kings. Semen retention is not theory, it's fucking fulfillment. I'm Sebastian and I've given up porn years ago. If you want more sexual discipline, stay till the end of this video. I've watched porn for over a decade, but now porn is a thing of the past. But I know what it feels like to be addicted to porn and to be addicted to ejaculation. And I'm going to explain why those things are important. Because when you watch porn, you are not only addicted to porn, but you're also addicted to ejaculation. You may think that those two are the same thing, but I'm telling you, I gave up porn, but I was still addicted to my ejaculation. So those two things can go together or separate. When I intended to give up porn, I decided I want to give up porn. And I did. After many, many years of trying, after many, many years of intending to give up porn, I finally managed to give up. And I was happy. I was very, very proud. But after that, I was living in Thailand at that time. I was still addicted to my ejaculation. I was still masturbating every now and then. I was still going to massage parlor, seeing prostitutes, hooking up with women. My goal was to ejaculate. I was still objectifying women. I was still seeking their validation and hooking up with them. So everything I did was to ejaculate, whether it was prostitute, whether it's massage parlor, or whether I was hooking up with women through Tinder. I was not seeking connection. I was seeking sexual gratification, selfish sexual gratification. So I was sexually disciplined when it came to porn because I had given it up. But I was still undisciplined when it comes to being addicted to my ejaculation. Now, don't get me wrong. I could go at that point after giving up porn weeks without ejaculating. But I was still, my main goal was to find an avenue so I could ejaculate. So my sexual discipline at that point was better because I had given up porn, but I was not optimal because I was still not doing it properly. Because when you have sexual discipline and when you have semen retention, you are not doing this to be controlled by your ejaculation. David Data, the author of this amazing book, The Way of the Superior Man, mentioned in his book that a man should be in control of his ejaculation, not the other way around. And also, all those people who talk about sexual discipline, they also mention the connection you want with a woman. It is kind of almost counterproductive to have sexual discipline, but still try to objectify a woman and hook up with them. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to date multiple women and have some experience, but sex is just a byproduct of that connection and experiencing woman and seeing which woman fits you best. But for me, I was seeing women as just objects to fulfill my sexual needs, my sexual desires. And you can see how sexual discipline and seeing women as object to gratify your sexual desire are kind of opposite. So I decided to be more sexual disciplined, and I am now more sexual disciplined. I spent weeks without masturbating, weeks without sex, and not hooking up with women. I'm not seeing prostitutes or going to massage parlor. I try to be more sexual disciplined. Even though I've given up porn, it is not over. When you desexualize your mind, it is a lifestyle and you get better and better every day. So nowadays, I'm not seeking women's validation as much. I'm not objectifying them as much. And I can see them as human beings, and therefore seeing myself as a human being as well. Because when you objectify someone, you objectify yourself in return. When you dehumanize someone else, you dehumanize yourself as well. So this is why when you see the horrors that is done in war, some of the soldiers dehumanize their enemy. But when they dehumanize the enemy, they dehumanize themselves in return. That's why they are able to do horrible things that will leave them with PTSD, because in that moment, they were not human beings. They were not even animals. They did not have any empathy. And that is why you want more sexual discipline. I'm not saying that you will commit horror crimes on women. All I'm trying to say is that we should see women as human beings, so we can see ourselves as humans as well. We can increase the esteem we have for them, but then more importantly, the esteem we have for ourselves. This video is not for women. This video indirectly benefits women, but it benefits, more importantly, men. It is to empower men. You do it for yourself. And interestingly enough, by having sexual desire, objectify a woman less, by not watching porn, by not participating in hookup culture, you become a person that is safe to be around. You become a better person that is sexually disciplined, that knows when to masturbate, that knows when to have sex. When you masturbate out of compulsion, even without porn, it is an unwholesome activity. When you do it to cope with negative emotions, it is unwholesome. You develop a pattern. But when you do it every now and then in moderation, because you feel good, you want to have some fun, it is okay. Same thing with sex. I'm not saying you have to wait to get married or wait to be in a long-term relationship, but at the very least, do it not out of compulsion, and you do it as a byproduct of having a connection. And that is why I believe all men should develop some level of sexual. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Sebastien, your addiction recovery coach. I'm here to help those of you give up porn, desexualize their mind, and other addictive compulsions and behavior. Thank you so much for listening. See you very soon. Links in the description box.